Hey guys, what's going on? It's Katari. I officially have 6-month-old dreadlocks. Well, most of them. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my dreadlocks and give you guys a timeline. Okay, so I made my dreadlocks, me and a friend, back in March. I think we finished around March 15th, but we started on like March 4th, so it took a long time. We actually started back at the bottom with these ones. They are bleached and dyed with Manic Panic, so that's why they're pink. So these ones are a little bit older. They're actually almost 7 months old. So at first I only had a couple dreads. I think I started with like 4 underneath. It took a long time to make, so that's all we had time for, but those would be pet dreads. So if you wanted pet dreads, these are pet dreads. As we got a little bit further into it, I had about half of my head done. I wouldn't recommend going all the way up to here with dreadlocks, at least not with my kind of hair, because the loose hair, I don't know, it was like sitting on top. And then I had so much volume that like it was out to here, but there was loose hair on top. So it kind of looked like I teased like just the underneath of my hair and then flattened the top. It looked really weird. You couldn't tell that there was dreadlocks underneath because they were so young. It just looked like I didn't brush the bottom of my hair, but I only brushed the top. So I wouldn't recommend it, but to each his own, it might work for you. So we finally finished all of my hair, and in the first month of having them, they really didn't change a whole lot. They were extremely puffy for the first couple weeks, and then for the last 2 weeks of the first month, they started to kind of flatten out. They actually started to get flat from where I was sleeping on them because I don't wrap my hair when I sleep. A lot of people suggest that you do to help manage the frizz. But I kind of figured the friction against the pillow would help them dread up faster, so I just decided to go with it. During the second month, they were a lot less fuzzy, but I also had a lot of loose hair. Like, it was falling out of the dreads, and then like the middle of the dreads and the bottoms. The bottoms are still loose, but the middles were kind of getting loose in spots. I read some people said you should like re-back comb. Other people said you should just leave it alone because if you re-back comb, it's kind of like restarting the dread. I decided to go with option B, and I just kind of let them be. The only maintenance that I have ever done is just separating. I separate when I get out of the shower because when my hair is wet, I find that it's a lot easier to break the hairs in between the dreadlocks. So in the first, second, and third month, I wore a lot of bandanas to cover the top of my head. I just kind of put them on, and then I left like, I used to have bangs, so I kind of like poofed this up, and that helped, you know, hide all the loose hair and the frizz that was happening on top of my head. So in the third month, they were a lot skinnier. They like probably lost half of their diameter from when I started them. They were also starting to curl up because my hair is naturally curly, and most of the time if I wore it down, people couldn't tell that it was dreadlocks. It just kind of looked like really, really messy hair. So in the fourth month, I started getting a lot of loops, and all of my loose hairs that we talked about earlier were getting pulled into dreadlocks. I stopped wearing bandanas as much because my hair wasn't as unkempt looking, but I did wear it pulled back a lot, so it was nice and out of my face. In the fifth month, I still wore it pulled back a lot. My loops got worse. My dreads started to shrink when I first got them. You know, my hair was probably like down to here-ish, but now they've gotten a lot shorter, especially the ones near my face. Well, not that one. They're really weird. Okay, see, this one's right near my face, but it's still pretty long. But this one is super short. Super short. It doesn't even fit back into my ponytail anymore. So what I do is I just kind of tuck it underneath other dreads when I pull my hair back, and that helps it stay. So in the 5th month, I was also more comfortable leaving my hair down, like out in public and stuff. And I don't know if that's because the initial shock of everyone like judging me and staring at me was over and I was just kind of like, fuck it, or if because they actually started to look a little bit more like dreadlocks, so I was like comfortable because at least people could tell that they were dreadlocks and not just me looking like a heathen. And then during the 6th month, my dreads really took on some loops. So many loops that they're just like, some of them are just zigzags and they're extremely short. Most of them are in the back. It's probably because I sleep on my back most days, so it zigzags. My hair is just crazy. Oh, get the loops. And during the 6th month, I also got even more shrinkage. I already talked about that, but yeah, my hair is getting really, really short and really voluminous. During the last few days of my 6th month, I decided to go ahead and bleach. I kind of ombre'd it myself with Manic Panic's bleach kit. Probably not the best for your hair, I'm aware of that, but I really don't give a fuck. And then I decided to dye it pink. I also bought blue, but I'm a little afraid because I feel like blue will never come out, but we'll see. Entering the 7th month, just literally yesterday, I decided to go ahead and dread up my bangs. So in the previous pictures, you'll have noticed that I had like side bangs, but I was really getting tired of having to wash my dreads so much just to keep those bangs from looking greasy. And as my dreadlocks matured around it and there was less loose hair, I don't know, I thought it kind of looked weird to have like just some loose hair. But I did like it for when I pulled my hair back, because then I pulled my hair back and I'd have like something in my face, because I really don't like my face being bare because I feel like I have a big forehead. But yeah, so I separated them into 2. I read a lot of people that said you shouldn't put a dreadlock right in the middle of your head because I guess maybe it is confused on where it wants to go. Mine are confused on where they want to go, but they just kind of, I don't know. They're really short and they're gonna get even shorter as they really start to dread up, which is gonna be scary because I feel like I'm gonna have little tiny like things sticking out, like little antennas or something, and I don't know what to do with them yet. I push them back. Sometimes I push them both to one side. Sometimes I put one on each side. Well, hold on. Like that. A lot of times I just kind of like do one of these, get all of them out of my face, and they're all just kind of back. So yeah. And at the roots, I have some really, like I have some dreads with really loose hair. Like this one, it's got like a good like 2 inches to here of just looseness. This one, same thing, loose. It's all loose at the root. I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh yeah, and some of mine are really looking like clubs, and a lot of them are flat. See how flat that is? Like, yeah, they're like all like that. Sometimes I palm roll them when I get out of the shower, but then I go to bed and I wake up and they're exactly the same way. So if you want to see more and you want to, keep up with these crazy, oh my god, look at that one. The next head of Fozzie commercials. Sponsor me. Alright, give me that subscribe, guys. I will see you